Welcome to my new series, Place Tastings, where I go to a certain place in the world at different times in my life. Since this is the very first place tasting I'm doing, I'm going to go to a very unusual place. I'm going home. I don't know when I started to build. I've only realized it recently that when I think of home, I visit a certain place in my mind, a place that doesn't really exist. Well, it does and it doesn't. Parts of it do exist here in the world in moments and small pieces. Like I've been accumulating all the little things I love about each place I've ever been to, collecting them to make an ideal home. My home. Cobblestone streets, no traffic, big green spaces, convenient tram lines, kind neighbors, of course, a thriving artistic community, a full library, a town square, lots of gathering spaces, a theater, lots of music. There's a footpath and a cottage with a lush garden and golden light in the windows, warm rooms, a fully stocked kitchen, and a cozy sofa. This is my vision of a home. My dream home. And it's also always changing. I thought that maybe I would find it here one day on Earth, that one day I would finally feel at home. But it doesn't seem like I ever will. And now I'm realizing that I'm okay with that. This time of year especially makes me think about home a lot. It's cold and getting only colder. The leaves are falling, and evening falls earlier and earlier. It makes me want to burrow inside and stay nestled until spring. I moved around a lot as a child. The biggest move was from the Philippines to Chicago when I was 5. That was from a warm tropical island to the bitter cold of a Midwestern winter. Then I moved from the Midwest to the West Coast, then to the East Coast, then another big move to Germany about 14 years ago, and now I live in Berlin. I remember when I first moved here, someone asked me if I was comfortable, if I felt settled here. And at the time I just said yes because I didn't want to get into it. But the truth was I wasn't. Not just because I'm a foreigner and probably always will be, despite how well I speak the language or integrate, but because I've never felt fully at home anywhere. That doesn't mean I don't care about my community or I don't try to help. I do. I've just never felt like I owned the land or I was part of a national identity. But it's also why I don't react so defensively or emotionally when someone criticizes a country I used to live in. And I think that can be a gift too. Maybe the closest I've been to feeling at home anywhere is in the anonymity of a city or in an airport, maybe, where I can kind of disappear into the crowd. No one truly belongs in these places, so therefore everyone does. In cities, the diversity and the fast pace can also feel freeing, like a blurred boundary, an open-ended question. I also know it's important to feel safe and to have some sense of security and purpose. So having people who care about you, who you can be yourself with, that truly makes a home too. So maybe feeling at home is exactly that, a feeling that can't be forced or pinned down, a place you build, not alone but together, a constant negotiation that will never be perfect, but in this way, exactly what you need in the moment.